Hey guys, Coach Smiley here. One of my favorite things that I saw while I was working at Tread and training at Tread was the fact that most of their coaches actually train themselves and are ramped up to throw bullpens. The reason why they did this was pretty smart actually. I would see them all the time working in the bullpen and practicing stuff, practicing different cues, practicing different pitches, learning different things. So I want to get ramped up myself, just like Tread coaches. I think that they set a really good example of how to be a good coach for pitcher development. A lot of their coaches can throw in the high 90s still, and there's a reason for that. It's because they train themselves, they go through it, and being familiar and having the recency of their training helps them be better coaches. So for myself, I wanted to make a video kind of introducing this little idea that I had. I'm running a summer program out of Game Day Athletics in Belmar, New Jersey this summer, where I am going to be working with a select few number of pitchers, giving them my knowledge and passing down what I know in terms of pitcher development, and I'm going to help them get to the next level. Part of something that I want to give to these guys is I want to give them a good example of how to train, how to go about training, what good work ethic looks like, what good self-accountability looks like, and basically show them, hey, I'm trying to instill these things in you guys and I'm going to show you how it should look. I think that's a really important aspect of being a good coach. Sometimes it's hard as a player to respect and hear and listen to a coach when they aren't in shape themselves and they're lazy themselves. You know, it's like your parent who tells you, hey, don't drink, don't smoke, don't do this, yet they do all of that. And I want to be a good example for all of my players, and that is why I want to train. I also want to learn a ton about pitch design and grips and different cues so I can help my pitchers to the best of my abilities. I'm going to ramp up myself and get game ready, and I'm going to share everything that I do, all my progress, how I program myself, and basically how I went about ramping up. So a little bit about where I'm at. So this is basically my baseline. We are in the first couple weeks of April. I want to share my goals. It's very important to have goals and share where I'm at physically. Goal number one of mine is to get up to 90 miles per hour. Now, I've shared in previous videos that the fastest pitch I ever threw in college was 86, and while I was working out at Tread, and that was only for 3 months, I ramped up and got up to 90. Now, I haven't touched a baseball since Tread, so I want to ramp up again and get up to 90 miles per hour. Goal number two is I want to add 2 new pitches. When I was in college, I had a pretty crappy two-seam fastball that kind of ran a little bit. I had a pretty crappy slider that was more of a cement mixer, get me over pitch that I could throw at any point in the count and just kind of steal a strike. And then I had a forkball splitter. It had topspin to it and had about 600 to 700 spin rate. And it kind of tumbled, fell off the table, and would kind of dart in any direction. So those are my 3 pitches. I threw them probably about a third of the time each, pitched backwards a ton, and could throw any of them for strikes at any given count. So I want to add 2 new pitches. I haven't decided what pitches I want to throw yet, but I want to go through the process and share with you guys how it is to learn a new pitch and pretty much how much effort and how many throws that it takes to get a feel for that new pitch and be able to use it in game. So those are my 2 goals. I want to be able to throw 90 miles per hour again and add 2 new pitches to my arsenal that I feel comfortable with throwing and have good feel for. So I'm keeping those 2 goals in mind. Now we're going to get to my starting point. So right now I am 6 feet tall. I just weighed myself this morning. I'm 213 pounds. The next time I'm in my facility in the morning, I'm going to get a body scan and measure my body fat percentage so I can optimize that as well. I haven't worked out in a little while religiously. I'm not necessarily in bad shape, but I'm not in good shape, if that makes sense. So I'm 6 feet tall, 213 pounds. When I take my body scan, I'm going to come up with goals for my weight and goals for my body fat percentage and how I'm going to get there. Now, a big thing about April and this next month is it's pretty much a foundational phase. I want to, in the gym, get back to being strong, get back to being in good shape, and get back to being able to handle high workloads with my body. This ramp up will be very similar to if you were coming back from injuries, so this will be very good for you guys to pay attention in how you program yourself and how you basically start from ground zero and ramp yourself back up to playing shape. I will make weekly videos of progress, and I will track my weight, my workouts, my strength, my pitching, my throwing progressions, all my plyo drills to correct my mechanics. I will have all this analysis for myself, and I will be posting it so you guys can tag along and follow my progress. This is going to be a very time-consuming endeavor. I tell any pitcher, if you guys are going to train like this and train to get better, you need to go all out. And I am going to go all out with this program. I'm super excited myself. I'd love to be able to get back up and be able to throw off the mound, throw to live hitters, and practice things and practice cues and learn new pitches so I can help teach and be a better coach myself. So those are the goals with this, and I think it will go well, and we'll see how it goes.